Good evening, everyone. It's Sublime Poet back at you guys with another video. This is actually sort of not really a request, but something I was talking about. A good friend of mine in college. I'm not going to say any names because the internet is the permanent report card. But she basically was, I guess at the right place at the right time. Meaning, she and I took a class in the transition period of my losing my sight to going to get my transplant, which ultimately failed. But she being having a background in medical, like a nurse, I think she was going to be an RN. Basically, she sort of took me under her wing in terms of the class. She made sure I got there, and didn't get lost. And, she was just basically a good, really, really good friend with whom I still keep in contact today. And I think one of the reasons that she was able to sort of have that connection with me was that she's got a sister who's also, to my understanding, has lost an eye. And so this video, she and I got to talking today about self-image. And I figured it would only be appropriate because I'm about 2 weeks away, hopefully, with no coronavirus delays, of getting a replacement eye. So let's talk about that for a second because this is something I've needed to do for about 2 decades and I finally pulled the trigger. When I was 5 years old, my retina detached to my left eye. And if you know anything about ophthalmology, is detached retina equals no freaking sight, no chance whatsoever. If your retina detaches and you don't get it vitrectomy in the next 24 hours, you've lost your sight in that eye, buddy. So I was 5, all I remember is bleeding and going to the ER. I don't really have many memories of seeing from my left eye. However, when I was 15, the damn thing started bothering me, and the bonehead doctor at the time put me on what he said was a painkiller ointment, turned out to be an antibiotic. Again, if you know anything about medicine, you don't need to be on antibiotics for like more than 2-3 months. So long story short, 8 years later, after ointmenting my eye with antibiotics, it can't take no more. It's experiencing what's called ptysis bulbi, which essentially means the eye is shrinking and just self-immolating. And to top it all off, me having glaucoma, one of the irrigation tubes got loose, so it was poking out and causing a great deal of pain. And the doctors were throwing everything at me, from oxycodone to gabapentin to Lyrica, and you know what? It was all, I'm just sitting here like, do I really have to, I'm in my freaking 20s. I don't want to have to pop a couple pills every day just to have a hope of living a normal life. So I said, you know what? To hell with it. I took the eye out. Now, the decision process for me to get the eye taken out was that it had served me nothing but pain for the last 20 years. And the appearance was honestly the last thing I was thinking about. But that's just because I had already been kicked so much through the surgical ringer. The appearance was very important to me when the suggestion was brought up when I was 15. I was thinking, as all teenagers do, this eye's going to look good. Maybe the girls will finally talk to me because I can't show you what my eye used to look like before, but, this doesn't get the right attention with girls, unfortunately, but it's what I'm dealing with. So that's just a temporary shell, and I'll definitely show you all the prosthetic when I get it. I'm real excited about that. But let's talk about the appearance involved with that. I'm a guy in his 20s who finished college, so, of course, the pursuit of relationships was involved. I have to just I have to reinforce what I said in one of my previous videos, meaning that when I went to get my training, my confidence was night and day. So my freshman year at Nova, I was terrified. I considered it to be less awkward for me to look at a sign this close or to hold my phone at a distance of this. I thought that was more normal than walking around with a cane. I thought that walking around like this, making sure I don't miss any steps, I thought that was more acceptable than the cane. And my anxiety was just through the roof because I wanted people to think I was normal. I wanted to be just like them because coming from a school for the blind, I was just another blind guy. I didn't realize that, basically being in that sheltered environment, I was like, there's a lot of people. So after my training, I'm confident. I'm ready. Let's do this. I learned the most important lesson of my life in my training. And what is that? Confidence. I cannot stress it enough. It is a feeling offered to you by no substance, by no words of others' encouragement. It is a feeling you feel within you. It is a drive to get you going. That confidence occurred when I could still see. Okay, so I accepted that I am visually impaired, but I got the cane skills to go wherever the hell I want. And it worked. It was great. I'm very proud of the fact that I figured out VCU. It took me a long time. But if anyone knows anything about VCU, it's not really a campus. It's intertwined with downtown Richmond. And with my limited vision and my cane skills, I got where I needed to go. And I did a lot of things that most sighted college students wouldn't even be able to say that they did. I did everything most college students did. I went to house parties, I did study sessions in the library. I did it all because, it's just what kids my age did. So here we are, after college. I've worked at several jobs. I'm in the process of looking at working from home from this coronavirus, or maybe even immigrating. But first, the only thing I'm thinking about is my left eye. Now, if I can offer any piece of advice, and this might sound like some Hallmark crap, because it really does, but it's a realization that one must come to on their own. Confidence is sexy. What do I mean by that? Is people appreciate you acknowledging your disability and walking around with it proud more than you basically sort of going out of your way to hide it. What do I mean by that is if your mission is to impress somebody, they're going to see the real you anyways. And if they can't accept that from the beginning, screw them. Again, it sounds like some Hallmark crap, but after so many times of people saying I got an eyeball that looks like a bowl of milk, the hell am I going to do about it? I'm getting this prosthetic eye. The cosmetic aspect of it is the last reason that I'm getting it. I'm getting the prosthetic because I want to live a life not on my pain's terms, on my terms. And that's more important to me than what other people think, because at the end of the day, if I can live and lead a successful life without having to deal with pain or pop pills or go to the doctors all the time, that means a hell of a lot more to me than what a couple of strangers that I literally have nothing to do with on the street will say. So my closing message is this to anyone that struggles with self-image, because believe me, did these eyes look pretty? No. I haven't shaven in a couple of weeks. I'm on that caveman stuff here. But every time I've been in pursuit of trying to get in a relationship or something, you need to be able to be comfortable with yourself so much that, the confidence radiates. 2 tips. You could be the ugliest guy or girl in the world, but you make someone laugh and feel, make them feel like they're close to you, and you've already opened the door. And second, I feel so much better walking with my head held high and my cane downtown than when I do sighted guiding with somebody, grabbing their arm and basically being someone's toady. When I walk downtown with my cane and my head held high, I'm sending the message that I might be a quote-unquote damaged human being. I might not have all the real organs, but damn it, I'm still a human being and I'm still going to try. And, anyone that has a blind joke, I used to get mad at. My reaction is, can I get one I haven't heard before? So anyone who's thinking about, sort of life-changing surgeries or anything to do with losing their sight, just note that the cosmetic aspect should be the last thing on your brain. People are going to know you're blind. Just because I have a good eye and stare at you, it won't take you too long to realize that I can't follow. It's a cosmetic thing. Looks fade, personality doesn't. Adios.